Hello! Welcome to the Forest of Lore. My name's Dal, I'm the beta GM for these sessions, and as you see here before me, I'm joined by a couple of new faces. We're going to start off, we're going to go first through everyone, just to meet everyone, make sure everyone's on the same page. Let's start off with, let's go with Chris. What do your things?
Thank you. Thank you. And bless you for calling me a new face as well. That's really sweet of you. My name is Chris. I use he, him pronouns. When I am not here, having a wonderful time with these lovely people, I am the DM on Some Other Heroes, a weekly live action 5th edition stream set in a world of skyships, floating islands, deep magic, and strange mysteries. Yeah, cool.
Right. Lane?
Hello. It is Lane from Breakaway, and you already know me. My whole D&D adventures have been broadcast literally from the start on this channel, all the way back in last August, was it?
Something like that.
But other than that, I do have my own personal stream, just Laneable, and I like to play Minecraft, Stardew Valley, all sorts of video games. But other than that, I enjoy D&D above all. And I'm just having a blast with it. So yeah, here I am.
All right, lovely. And Hedge?
I'm a Hedgehawk UK by most accounts on the internet. If you ever want to find me, I wouldn't advise it. And I am the DM for the Misadventures League in our current game, which is Tales of the Third Spire. I had to think about that for a second. When your brain gets befuddled and you get too many different show names in your head and you start putting them together. No, it is Tales of the Third Spire. A magical / apocalyptic / everything campaign. Just the players don't know it yet.
It's brutal. That's all I can say. It's absolutely brutal. And again, I'm Dal. I'm main GM here. So you can find me and Lane at !cast or whatever their name is, because that's a meme on the channel now. You can find Chris and Hedge under !guests. You can also find Chris and the channel that he DMs for underneath !friends. And with the other friends, Lane, shall you take over?
Okay, so also check out Wicked Game RPG, Den Kenobi's Mistar and Rangers, Dice in a Slice, but they are in a hiatus, so it's a good time to catch up. And all our other friends at !friends. And be sure to follow us on all our social media platforms. The handles are all at The Forest of Lore on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Hive Social, and at The Forest of Lore at dice.camp on Mastodon.
Oh, lovely. And this part one of the one shot will be live on Monday noon GMT. It's a bit different of a upload schedule, but it's also off the normal schedule one shot. But with that being all said and everything all done and dusted, are we ready to hop in to today's episode of Triple T?
Yeah.
As ready as it'll ever be.
All right. Let me set the scene for you. Hit that music. Okay. So, you find yourselves on the western country of the Twilight Badlands in the capital, the Twilight Oasis. You all were hired here to be something they call a Mirage Guard. It is a guard to blend into the masquerade that is happening on this evening's event. And it's taking place at a place called the Twilight Oasis, what the city was named after originally. It is a large water basin. The water's about 3 inches deep, goes for about 500 meters across. And right at the center is a giant onyx obelisk. That's tongue twisters. Which has a nice tail beam going up to the top of what a sandstorm covering dome that covers the city, which also makes it a bit dimmer for all the drow and population that lives in the city. It also brings up some defense for the city as well. All right, but with that being said, Can one of you roll me a d6, please?
All right.
I'll do it.
All right. See
No,
who we
you
start
go
off with.
DMs, we're all just reaching for our dice.
Sure.
I got a 6.
All right. That being said, we shall start with Chris. Okay, back in here, and hello,
Hello.
Reshk. You're getting the name correct this time around. Reshk finds himself in the middle of the basin, dancing. It's like a typical masquerade dance. You switch partners every so often. First and foremost, do you want to do a little character description for everybody?
Yeah, I think Reshk has done very little to hide the fact that Reshk is an orc. They have deep red umber skin, and despite being just shy of 7 foot, they are incredibly elegant and graceful on the dance floor, swapping partners on a regular basis, male, female, whoever in between, whispering gentle things into their ears, making some people blush, others laugh, and spinning through, just looking like he's enjoying himself. In terms of what he's wearing, he has very loose fitting pants, a gaudy gold vest, which is jeweled and pearled to the hilt, and very little else apart from a traditional orcish mask, shaped long and high with broad sides, painted in golds and reds, with just enough space around the side to allow his 2 large tusks to protrude.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And if you guys do follow Chris on Twitter, you may have seen Reshk already, as the artwork for him is quite lovely. So, your current partner in this dance sequence is about 5'11" human male, no discerning gender features particularly. They are wearing a simple a pants dress, like a dress that instead of like a flowing body, it's got like legs. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
They're also wearing a golden midriff jacket, and they're wearing a smooth blue dragon mask. And as they're holding your hands, they touch the ring that you're given a few hours ago. You think back onto the ring. You're back into the office of Gregor Thicker, the mayor of Twilo Races. He's an elder drow. He mainly wears the colors of the city, which is dark navies, blues, golds. He has shoulder length silver hair, and he's, instead of a purple drow, he's got more of a blue tinge to his skin. He sits across from you. G'day. I contacted you, particularly because I know your skills in people, at least, knowing how to mingle and those sorts of things.
Yes.
So what I would like you to do, if you're willing, there's about 500 platinum in it for you.
Oh, really?
Quite so. So you must know in a couple days we're having the Mirage Masquerade, yes?
Absolutely, yes. Anyone who is anyone will be swinging an invitation.
Yes, and that's with so many high highbrow occupants, we do need guards on the inside, but of course we can't send out normal guards, we need something more subtle.
I see. Well, I'm certain I can be as subtle as I ever am. I have no problem with that.
Yep. So,
Is
pardon?
is there anything in particular I'm looking for, or anyone I should be keeping an eye out for?
Yes. So there's going to be 2 other guards that are around. You'll be able to know where they are by attuning to this ring as he holds out a small little box with some, like, if you open it, it's got like navy blue velvet inside, and a ring which has like setting suns engraved on the outside. So this is a modified version of our lieutenant's rings, specifically made for this type of event. It will fit to any finger that you put it on, as most magical items do. They change for the wearer. It allows you communication to short distances. It allows you to track any other people wearing the similar rings. It also allows you to telepathically talk to somebody within a certain range, and you also able to compel somebody to leave without talking to them, verbally at least. So it'll be a bit more subtle of a guarding duty, if that makes any sense.
That suits me perfectly. I can save my conversation for those that deserve it.
Of course, there's going to be plenty of people. And there's also a particular guest that is arriving for this ceremony. He is the last descendant of the people who first put up the obelisk. His name is Tuka Rixlav. If shit goes down, or for better words, do look out for the drow with a golden fox mask.
I see. I shall make sure that our guest is taken care of in the most gentlest of ways.
He can definitely look after himself, but let's say if you need a bit more firepower if something goes down, for instance. He's there to protect the obelisk at all costs.
Very well.
Yep.
That would be my honor.
Yes. With that being said, I will see you in a few days. As you put the ring on, you feel the dance partner. By this moment, you've gotten to know their name. Their name is Ryan. They are a non-binary human. They are leading the dance at this point, as you've been switching back and forth, I assume. And it gets to this point where you're just moving on to partner to partner. Okay, we'll leave it there for now. Move on to the next person. Okay. All right. Next up, can I get a D4, please?
I'll do this one.
Okay.
2.
2. That's easy enough. Lane, you're up.
All right.
Nothing going in order.
We're going backwards, apparently.
Yeah.
I'll say, yeah, hydrate. Thank you, Nock. All right. Hello.
Oh.
Okay, we get to your character notes up. Sylvanus.
Hello.
You are on the outer ring where the market stalls are for this event. You are currently speaking to a halfling, which you've come to know as Tino Poppledusk. She's wearing a black face mask with teal freckles. She's also wearing a simple onyx outfit, and it has teal sandstone and coloured rings. She also has a blue pseudo-dragon named Dream. Can I get your character description, please?
So Sylvanas is a 5-foot-tall Kenku, whose pupils are a glowing jade green, which is normally hidden under a large gray cloak that they can hardly ever be found without under normal circumstances. But for this masquerade in particular, Sylvanas has chosen quite the gaudy appearance for themselves, at least in terms of what they normally wear. Their cloak is a navy blue with gold trimmings along the edges, but their hood is still up despite the occasion. Their ash-tinted tufts of plumage and their thick black beak can still be seen peeking out from underneath a lavish mask for their eyes with a color palette that consists of a white and blue primary mixture with golden confetti littered about.
Okay. Ah. Well, Siv. Is there anything particular you want at the store? We got some nice little nibblies. We've got nice little drinks. Is there anything particular you want to consume at this current time, or you just having a little browse around and looking at Dream?
I'll have a drink. I could definitely use one right now, I think.
You want it soft or hard? How much liquor? Soda?
Soft.
Or
Something soft, please.
something soft? Bit sweet?
Yeah.
All right. So she grabs a couple of bottles. She starts with pouring a couple ounces of vodka and an ounce of blue curacao and topping it up with a magically formed lemon soda. Try this.
Okay. Bottoms up, and they will sip it just a little bit, not take the whole thing, of course, but they just want to take a few sips because, of course, they know they need to stay a bit more on the sober side.
Yes, and while you're thinking that you need to stay on the sober side, you flash back to a well furnished office with a drow wearing a navy robe, named Gregor. Well, I do believe that it's a unique circumstance, for sure. But Eludus owes me a favor, so he said I could call upon you for that.
Oh yes, Elodius, of course. Who doesn't owe a favor these days?
Fiends be fiends. It's just what it is. It's business at the end of the day.
Right.
So, there is a benefit for you as well. I won't get you to do it for nothing. It's a favor for me to get you to work this. You'll be working it nonetheless. But there's going to be 500 platinum in it for you.
Okay. You've got my attention.
Yes. So I need you to observe and maintain the peacefulness of the market stalls and where the bands are on the outer ring of the Mirage Masquerade. Are you familiar with that?
Bit. I've heard the name in passing, but I haven't heard too many details about it.
Understandable. So it's just a big event where we just celebrate the year of, the day that the obelisk got turned on, about 70 years ago. So, but with that being said, you'll be needing this little ring. I won't re-describe it. Everyone knows what the ring looks like now. It's that simple gold ring. It gives you various abilities to let you do the job properly.
All right.
Right. And would you like a drink in here too? While I have you in here, would you like a drink?
Oh no, thank you. I'm not partial to drinking alcohol.
Understandable. With that being said, I'll see you in a few days.
All right. I'll see you then.
All right. And you're back on on the market stall. Yeah, like elbows on the thing, just sipping the drink slowly. And that's where we're to end for you.
All right.
All right. Last but not least, one left.
Well, it can only be one now, can't they?
Make 17 NPCs up on the spot.
14 hours later.
Yes. Okay. All right. For you, Kruearth is standing next to the obelisk, leaning up against it. Can I get your character description, please?
Yeah, so Kruearth is about 5'10", very light blue skinned air genasi. Hair is white, fluffy, almost like clouds. Very narrow jawline, wearing a kind of white, like a white overshirt with a gold and black sort of waistcoat. That sort of goes, as it goes further down towards the trousers, turns into more of a robe, along with sort of like black and gold trimmed dress shoes. Pretty much.
Your socks are wet,
Very
by the way.
elegant. Oh, absolutely drenched.
Yeah, because of the water. But with that
Should've
being
bought sand.
said, your hands next to is on the obelisk. Is there any upcoming like thoughts of like how this is making you feel? Because a few years ago, this would have been a totally different circumstance for you.
Yeah, is kind of self-lamenting, kind of in his head, but also slightly whispering to himself, sort of going, "Oh, under different circumstances, I'd have loved to watch this fall. But hey, here we are. Funny how life twists itself. Oh well, might as well do a job right." He's definitely not happy to be here.
No. And speaking about getting the job, you flash back to the office. A similar circumstance of this time is just he's getting you to do this because of your skill set. And he knows your past, so he knows that you can do the job if there's a good enough incentive. And 500 platinum can go a long way. So
An awful long way.
you get the ring, and you also get told about keep an eye out for this man Tuco wearing the gold fox mask. And so your vision comes back to the obelisk, and sitting on a chair about 2 chairs down is a drow slightly lifting up a mask and eating a sandwich. It's the Tuco guy that they described to you, gold fox mask. He's also wearing a nice navy blue suit with gold trimmings. What do you do?
I think Kruearth is going to kind of saunter over slightly, trying to be elegant, but walking through a couple feet of water is a bit difficult to be elegant without kind of wadding across.
And the
waddling.
water does glow when you agitate it too, because of the enchantment on it. But do you want to roll me, just do me a stealth with disadvantage for me?
Stealth with disadvantage, that is absolutely possible. Give me a moment.
First roll.
Yeah, first roll, and that is a 6.
It
Stars
glows
have
very,
me to go off.
glows very, very bright underneath you walking.
I wish it wouldn't do this. You can't exactly be discreet when you're literally being followed by, well, this.
Good sir, that is the point of the enchantment.
Oh, Okay, well that kind of makes sense. It's actually quite clever how you defended this. I would never have saw this coming years ago.
Yeah, my grandfather thought it could have. First off, name's Tuco. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I guess.
Second. Do you want to roll me a... What's the best one to do for this? Do you want to roll me... It's a weird... trying to... let's go... Roll an insight on yourself for me, please.
Insight. How much do I know about myself? That is a 19.
How's your body language? How's your composure right now?
Quite well composed, keeping himself together, despite the fact that he has conflicting opinions, sort of clashing either side of his head against each other. He's trying not to let it show. Quite,
And it doesn't show
tall.
because, as I've previously mentioned, I roll like shit. And if you wanna if you're a sub to this channel, there's a particular red emote in chat, which applies to
No
this.
way. No way.
Yeah. And again, I'm not good at rolling, guys. I'm cursed. I swear. Tigo rolled a natural 1.
Ooh.
On trying to.
I'm a saint, if anyone asks.
Yes. Do you believe? Yes. As I was saying. Yeah, my grandfather placed the original enchantment on this with the indigenous tribe that was here at the time. Most of it's for showing off, I guess, but the illuminated water does have its uses, for sure.
Yes, you can't sneak up on anyone. Well, that's for sure.
Or especially if you're, let's say, a Mirage guard, for instance.
Possibly.
He pulls up his
Although,
hand and shows you a ring.
Oh well, okay, that's just cheating. That's cheating. You didn't incite that. You just it's okay.
I'm just fucking with you, but I couldn't see your ring at all, to be honest. I just know you had it on you somewhere.
It's probably best for everyone involved here that you don't try and irk my ire too much. I'm doing this for the gold, the platinum, not for any goodness of my heart or heroics or deeds.
Now, which one are you? Which one did Gregor tell me? I'm matching your description. Crew Earth, yes?
That is me.
I've heard about your past. I just wanted to hope that the conflict doesn't get in the way of the task tonight, yes?
As much as I would love to see that annoying obelisk fall, I was paid to protect it for this ball, and protect it I shall, even if the people who may want to destroy it are people I may have previously associated with.
Yeah, that's understandable. It's understandable.
I'm not a turncoat by choice. Isn't that perfectly clear?
No, I believe that everyone falls into a morally beige color sometimes. People have their own motives, of course. I'm not a saint myself. My husband, for instance, is a leader of a militia over in the capital of Nerman, Talambuska. My husband
Hmm.
literally slaughtered about 20 slaves a few days ago. Slaves being the word that he used. I believe they were actually... what's the word I'm looking for here? So a rival militia tried to attack us, and they lost.
Okay, I can see that.
So like the leftover people, that makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah. They were called the Warehouse. It was a weird batch of militia. Everyone was a lycanthrope of some sort. Very on the nose name, to say at least.
Well, I suppose, but if I hadn't have been defeated, I'd still be out there. This is just purely a convenience. It was either this or, well, death. And while I can bring back others, I don't think I can do that to myself.
I hope not you don't die tonight. That'll be quite disappointing.
Same.
But with that being said, I best get into the fold and mingle a bit. So you shall stay here, keep an eye out, and if you need help, just... you know where I am.
Yes.
As he fingers
Right.
like the ring on his hand.
So discreet. But yes, off you go.
Quite so. Alright. Go back to here. Alright. This next section, we'll just do in this big part, just so everyone can see everyone's faces. Alright. We're cut back to Reshk. You've got Ryan again. So, what brings you to the ball, if you don't mind me asking?
Why, the pleasure of dancing with beautiful people like yourself, of course.
Oh, how you flatter me, you fine orc? With like a question mark.
It's the tusks. They always give us away.
Yes, a beautiful tusk. It's lovely. From since last time I've gotten you, I'm not sure if you can help or not, but I know you're mingling with everybody, so I'm wondering if you can help me get something back. The person before you, like they point to a Leonin, about 2 or 3 people away from you. I believe he took one of my rings.
What kind of ring was it?
It was a silver banded ring with a blue sapphire on the top.
Can I have a glance over and see if I can see this ring on this Leonin?
Yep, you want to give me a perception check, please?
With pleasure. 17.
17? Yeah, so on the Leonin's hand, he's not a very good thief. He immediately put the ring on.
Before I kind of leap into this, do I get the sense that, I mean, I'm not dismissing Ryan's thoughts out of hand, but do I get the sense that they're telling me the truth?
Give me an insight as well.
Yeah. That is a 30-20.
He's telling. They are telling the truth. He came. They seem a little bit upset about it. If you look into it
Well,
further.
I shall squeeze their hand in a reassuring way. I shall see in the next round if I can have a small moment with our Leonin friend.
All right. And as the music passes on, you spin to a furbolg. Standing about the same height as you, instead of pink hair, it's navy blue. They stand wide-shouldered. Did you want to take the lead or did you want me?
Just spin me that way when you're done. I kind of nod towards the direction I want to go.
Understood. Can you just give me a performance roll?
Yeah, no problem.
All the rolls this time around.
All the rolls. 15.
You feel pressure on top of one of your foots. Oh, I'm sorry. My
Think
apologies.
nothing of it. Think nothing of it. It's a busy dance floor, and
The water's giving some kind of traction. It's very weird.
Shall I lead? And just
If you can, please.
yeah, I should just draw them around, and make my way through the crowd and do a circle. I have to say, it's very refreshing to look into my partner's eyes as I dance, and then just spin them away at the last minute.
Spin them away. Yep. And the next person that arrives into your grip is a person which matches the description. Gold fox mask, silver hair, navy suit. Well, funny seeing you here. Good day.
Ah, such a beautiful mask. And quieter, I should just say, Tuco, I believe.
Reshk, I believe.
Optimus.
Quite. How are you finding this evening's events?
I have a small matter of personal theft for another guest to deal with, but it's nothing too worrisome. Just somebody overeager, I suspect. But other than that, I'm seeing lovely guests full of very interesting characters. You, Drow, do know how to throw a party.
Quite do. Got quite a budget on this one, so you can only imagine how much it costs to keep the water enchantment up. We only turn it on one day a year. So, because everyone's here, may as well make it look a bit flashy, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for the show. Tell me, how is your evening going?
I met one of your colleagues about 20 minutes ago. Seemed like an interesting chap. As he takes lead for a moment and takes your hand and points you in the direction of where the colleague was, just like, yeah, over there.
Is Krief still there? At this point, or is it,
Oh, yeah,
have you wanted to? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not there.
Yeah. Give him a gentle, sort of, if he catches his eye, I'll just give him a gentle nod of the head and then carry on.
You also see a golden ring on Tuco's finger where a wedding band would be. It matches your one, but you can't feel his presence.
Interesting.
Well, it's a bit different to your ring, per se. Well, first off, I made your rings, so I could exclude mine if need be.
Some
But-
level of advantage.
Little bit. But I can also give you access to... I see we didn't get enough people showing up. It's only the three of you, yes?
From my understanding, yes.
Yeah, there was meant to be like 4 or 5. Last minute cancellations are the worst.
I'm sorry, Dad. Did you want a parasol for that shade?
I've been planning that line for 2 days.
Oh my god.
I had to do it in game. Mention.
Oh my god.
Dear.
I'll give myself the shape 1 second.
There we go.
Perfect.
But yes, but in that case, I will allow you to know where I am, just in case if shit goes down. Yes, so I'll be making my way around everywhere just to make sure I can meet you guys, make sure everything's okay. I'm off next to the Kenku. Over near the bar. Be doing that soon. But I believe you have looks over a thief to kick out. So I'll bid you adieu as he bends over, kisses your hand, and spins off.
Excellent, which leaves me free to grab the Leon and...
Ah, g'day, mate. How's it going there?
Oh, I'm wonderful. I'm having a most entertaining evening. Has he still foolishly got the ring on his finger?
He does.
And I should just lean in gently and just so that only he can hear me.
Yep.
It's,
You
it's more
also
fun
can
this way.
use you can also use the telepathic power on the ring as well if you'd like.
Now, friend, this is a party for many people to enjoy, and they will not enjoy it if you start taking their belongings. And she'll just finger the ring that he's holding. Now, we can do this politely, or I can escort you out.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. I'm only here to dance around and enjoy the company.
She'll settle him with my heavy amber eyes just through the mask, with those tusks kind of poking out the other side. And
Alright,
in
you
his
can
mind, he
roll-
will hear... Oh,
You
go
can
on, yeah.
roll one of two things: intimidation or persuasion. Up to you.
I go persuasion. 23.
Okay. Not that number. Which is the important. All right then. What do you want?
We will return the ring, and you shall depart the premises, and we will talk nothing of this again. I know you're just trying to make a living.
Fine. Takes the ring off his pinky and hands it back to you. All right. Don't make a big fuss. If anyone sees me going, I'm saying I'm not feeling well. All right.
Perfect.
Understood.
Have the good rest of your week.
Oh, I need to go find a bathroom. As he goes off, just as Ryan swings back into your arms.
I shall make an elaborate bow as Ryan comes in and just slip the ring onto their finger before we continue.
Make a sleight of hand check for me, please.
Yeah, no worries. Ooh, that was pretty. Sleight of hand, that was a 30.
Rogue, yep, that makes sense.
Rogues are gonna rogue.
Even though I got a 19, can't beat it. So- Did you find did you get my ring back?
I did, and by magic, it seems to have landed where it belongs. Just twist their hand a little bit.
Well, remind me to buy you a drink later. And he
My
rips your mask.
My pleasure. Enjoy the dance.
Right. And as you continue to dance along, the camera pulls out again. And this time, on to okay, 1 second. Notes. Crew Earth,
I'm happy with
near
this.
near the obelisk.
Mhm.
Around the corner from you, like 2-3 seats down, about a couple to the back, you hear a commotion happening. Some angered voices.
I suppose I have to go do something, don't I? And he kind of begins to, again, wade, essentially, kind of like holding his trousers up slightly and sort of like wading through the water towards the corner. We can hear the voices. So we can at least get close enough that you can actually hear what's being said.
Why won't you fucking dance with me, sir? I don't appreciate that business you're doing there. And it's just the guy sitting down, just having a drink of water, and this like the drunken person's like demanding like to get the person to dance with him.
Oh, now come on, that's really quite unsavory, isn't it? I appreciate that you're having a drink, but maybe not that much.
Well, who are you to stop me? You fucker.
Now that's just plain rude. I could do so much to you right now, but I'm going to be polite.
What's your AC,
And-
by any chance?
That would be 11.
In the face. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
It's not insignificant.
No, squishy wizard.
I was going to be polite, and now I feel slightly less polite.
Oh yeah?
Okay.
Give me your worst.
I think he's going to take a step back and sort of like withdraw his wand that he keeps in his jacket pocket and kind of take a couple steps back and point it towards the drunken guy and be like, I don't use fists, but the second I flick my wrist, you won't exist. So I suggest you politely, even though you've clocked my jaw, step back.
Oh, you don't want to use that type of stuff here. That's a quick way to get kicked out, isn't it?
Depends who and who you are.
Oh, really then? As they get a bit,
Really, yes.
steps a bit closer to you. What are you going to do?
Yeah,
about it?
look, do you know what we're standing in right now?
About 3 inches of water.
Mm-hmm. What does water not like? And he kind of like flicks his wand up slightly, kind of hinting at a lightning spell.
That would spread around the water, wouldn't it, and affect more than just me.
Yeah, it would. But then who are they going to be angry at? Me who defended someone, or you who caused a commotion? This was self-defense. I didn't know that this was going to happen.
Oh, I don't know. Depends on who's guarding the place, isn't it? Not knowing
Tell
he's
you
actually speaking to one of the guards.
Tell you what. Come. No, tell you what. It's your choice. Either leave now or come towards me. If you come towards me, bad things will happen. Make your choice.
All right. You got 2 ways to ask him. Do you want to ask him through the compel or ask him without using it?
Compel. I'm not going to waste the compel to.
Well, they're unlimited, so it's not really wasting.
In that case, yeah, I'll use the ring to try and compel him.
All right. Let's see. I know he's going to fail this because the DC is really high on the fucking ring. His demeanor just changes. His arms drop. Right away, sir. He just marches out.
See just how good I am, and sort of like puts the wand away. I really should get myself one of these. Would have made my job an awful lot easier back then.
For sure, I could have solved a lot of problems.
You'd have been like, hey, adventurers, don't kill me.
And then they just don't kill you.
Exactly. Oh well. Well, don't worry, Mr. Person who was trying to just enjoy a drink. I wouldn't have used the lightning spell. That would be very, very foolish. I was actually going to try and get a bunch of blades to stab him at close range, but hey ho, can't get what we want all the time. Yeah.
It's what it is. Thank you anyway. I won't tell no one I saw nothing. Thanks for that. That guy was a bit of a twat, not gonna lie. Up in my face and everything. I just don't dance. I'm one of the guys who sit on the edge and watch. I'm one of those folk. I'm just here because I like the teal and the lights. It's nice visual ASMR, if that makes any sense to you.
Kind of. I can appreciate that. I definitely am not a dancer either. I sort of look at the dance floor and kind of, I don't know, physically recoil slightly.
Yeah, there's like an orc out there who's absolutely slaying the dance floor. It's pretty cool. He's been taking the lead a bit, sitting back. It's a nice show. The Furbolg can't dance for shit.
Have you considered to dance judging? Because you seem to be very good at judging how other people dance.
Oh, again, I'm here to observe. I observe what I observe, of course.
I mean, you can't really miss the orc, can you? If you compare the average height of everyone on the dance floor, there's a little discrepancy.
And he's the only red one here.
But that is also very true.
Everyone else is all different shades of beige and black. But then there's the orc who's wearing half a shirt and red. So it stands out like a beacon, not gonna lie. Like this one above me, for instance.
At least we know not to mess with the red orc.
Yeah, that's true. Seems like a good egg he does.
Well, I'm going to go because this has taken up far too much of my time and I'm far away from where I want to be. So I am just going to say goodbye and leave you to that.
Have a nice night, sir. Thanks again. Didn't see nothing.
Good night. That's yes. You see nothing and you remember nothing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And they sort of walk off. back to the top of the obelisk. All
right. As the camera pulls out once again, moves to the bar where Sylvanus is. Still sipping on the same drink that they bought or got given about an hour ago. The same blue cocktail. And you got the pseudo dragon up next to you. And then a person stands next to you, leans on the bar. Can I get one old fashioned, please? Yeah, that's fine. Pours the whiskey, the bitters, the ice. Here you go. Thank you very much. Without looking too sus, you see a drow with a gold fox mask, sitting, leaning, position of rest next to you. I can't decide on which one. Next to you, Sylvanus. What do you do?
Give him a look over and just say, well, hello there.
Good evening. You would be He's talking to you telepathically because he's close to people here. You wouldn't be Sylvanus, yes?
That would happen to be me, yes.
Name's Tuco. I've already have a conversation with your colleagues. I'm just making the rounds, making sure everyone's okay.
Tuco, I remember you.
Of course. Went to the same college, didn't we?
Right. The Midnight Aurora.
Correct. And he pulls out like a teal sphere. Yeah, I still have mine. Comes useful from time to time. So first
Sorry, go on.
after you, sorry. I was going to say first and foremost, I'm thanking your little friend for allowing you to do this job, I presume?
Ludius. Yeah. His shenanigans have got me into so much trouble lately.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Gregor was thinking. It's a really, really mixed bag for this event, not gonna lie. We've got a very, very charismatic rogue, we've got an ex-supervillain, and we've got you.
Yes, we have me. I'm delighted to be here.
And I'm thank you for that because I know how well you are trained. So, with that being said, just give me a yell, not physically yelling because that would draw too much attention, of course. I'm going to allow you to track my ring now as well. I did make the 3 of those rings, but I did exclude mine. But I'm allowing you because, again, we're understaffed. So I'm going to allow you to use me as a contact if need be.
All right,
If shit
will
goes
do.
down. And Tuco takes his cup and walks back into the crowd and blends in. The blue pseudo dragon leans up against you. And the eyes change to ones of red with a slit down the middle. Chucks you a wink.
I'm just going to sigh, or not sigh, mutter under my breath, just an fuck.
And the pseudo dragon shoots off.
I'm gonna start sprinting off as fast as I can towards that thing.
Okay. So, how is this gonna work? This is gonna work a bit strange in the circumstance. The pseudo dragon is running across bar tops, causing a ruckage, causing a bit of a mess. And you gotta catch up to it and stop it. So, on this first checkpoint, what would you like to do to try and catch up to it?
Jeez, what can I do here? How far away is it right now?
It's currently about 30 feet from you.
Can I try to Misty Step right up to it and try to grab it in my arms?
All right. That's definitely doable. So you Misty Step. What does your Misty Step look like?
It's like a green sort of like a light green flash from my position towards where the pseudo dragon is, but it's like there's like lines of green through the air between the starting and the stopping point. Kind of like what would you say? Kind of matrixy in a way, but like just
Yeah, I can see that. That's pretty cool.
That's
pretty cool. So you vamp right next to the pseudo dragon who just whoa. That was unexpected. They similarly to yours, they have 30 feet ahead of you, using the same spell that he gave you.
Ludius, you son of a bitch.
And you hear in your head, come find me.
Alright. So Eludius is nowhere so I assume Eludius is nowhere in sight now.
You can see it's like a crowd, and he's like bouncing on people's heads.
Oh, okay. Well, the best thing I can do is try running after him. I mean, I actually don't have too many options without actually hurting this thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh,
Alright.
you know what? What? How far away is he?
He's about 30 feet again away from you.
I'm going to shoot a purplish mage hand to try to grab
Okay.
Eludius.
Yep. Give me a attack roll with a mage hand. So you just do a ranged spell attack on him.
Natural 20.
Dex check was not a natural 20, so you win. Get that. Get that. Natural 20 in chat. Here we go. As the fist goes out over the crowd, people are not noticing it, as it's kind of blending in with all the other spell effects in the area, and you just grab him by the tail. Well, that's not very nice, isn't it? As you drag him back to you, I assume.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to him as tight as possible and just, Eludius, you've already gotten me into this mess. Could you not make another mess out of it, please?
Oh, I do like to cause a bit of mischief. It's always nice fun. There's a little harm there. No one got hurt, I don't think. Looks like
I know,
hanging
but
by the
Gregor,
tail. Looks over the shoulder. Oh, yeah, no one got hurt.
this time at least. But
Fine.
Gregor was nice enough to let us into this job to pay off your debt, and I have to do it for you.
All right. I'll behave for now. I'll let this
All
critter
right.
go, and we'll go from there. Sound alright?
Oh, you better behave for the rest of the night.
Do an intimidation check for me.
All right? That is 22.
Yeah, that beats mine. Alright, fine. You don't let me have fun these days. As the eyes shift back to pearl green pupils and pseudo dragons. Yep. Yep.
Sylvanas will put the pseudo dragon back and just sigh relief and grab the alcoholic drink again. I don't like alcohol that much, but Eludius, you're really getting me back into it.
Very, very silly. Okay. So, as the events go on, is there anything particular that any of you want to do?
I want to get up to a bit of mischief.
You're more than welcome to. What are you thinking about?
Sylvanas does as Sylvanas does. So, around the bar area, is there anyone that's looking particularly wasted?
Give me a perception and an insight check. Give me both of those rolls, please.
Okay. Perception is 17, and what was the other one?
Perception and insight.
Insight is 14.
All right. You do see a few stalls down at a sitting down bar who's just trying not to like vomit a bit from having like either he had like too much food, too much alcohol. Nonetheless, he's like lethargic, a bit drunk. It's probably the easiest target for you.
All right, I want to waltz on over to them and pat them on the back and say,
Well,
"Oh, you all right there, buddy?"
I'm not too sure. I'm thinking, is this the... It's either the alcohol or the food. I'm not too sure. Do you have anything to help us settle our stomach by any chance?
I can go quickly get something for you.
Oh, that'd be great if you can.
All right, I want to go to the barkeep.
Yep.
And I want to order the heaviest possible alcoholic drink that I can possibly get.
All right. Yeah, that's okay. We call this we call this a Twilight Long Tea. It's pretty much whatever alcohol we have little left in the bottom of the bottles, we just pour them all into one cup, and then we just give them out. Not enough to make a cocktail out of each one, but enough to fill a glass at least.
Right. Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. It's also like a sprig of thyme in the top of it too.
All right. I want to
It's
go back over to
useless.
the
It's useless because you can't taste it at all.
Practically a salad.
Yeah, it's healthy, right?
Yeah. I want to go back over to the guy and just be like, all right, so this tonic should help you perk right up and take that nausea right out of your stomach.
All right. Okay, do me a persuasion roll here. I'm gonna
Alrighty.
roll an insight disadvantage.
19.
Did I mention I roll shit? By any way,
What'd you roll?
I got a 19 on the first roll, but as it was disadvantage, got a 1 on my second roll.
With the ones.
Oh my days.
If we keep this rolling to the end, that'll be great.
This is how I roll on a normal day, by the way. I probably need new dice, to be honest. They probably weighted not in my favor.
Did any of your players buy them for you, Dal?
No. The only person who could possibly weight them if I'm getting new dice would be Ash. But she wouldn't do that, so...
No, she wouldn't.
No, her dice are lovely. Go follow automatic flash at ! Flash, guys. Makes good dice. As he takes the cup off you. Oh, don't need fucking salad. Chucks the time away. Just... this tastes like shit. Must be healthy then, right?
Yeah. You know what how the saying goes, the worse it tastes, the more healthy it is.
Yeah, that's a saying everyone knows, right?
Right.
Roll me an deception check.
You said deception?
Yep, deception.
17.
Yeah, he got lower than that.
Okay.
All right. Bottoms up then. Why isn't the song not art on loop? That's probably what's happening there. Okay. He talks up. Cheers, mate. Glug, glug, glug. downing like 400 milliliters of various liquors and alcohols and clear spirits. He's got to make a Constitution saving check with double disadvantage. Because he drank the equivalent of about 13 standing drinks in about 10 seconds. So I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Only if this wasn't disadvantage. Fucking hell.
Was it a 1?
Natural 20 on my first roll.
Oh.
See, whenever's not in my favor, it's good rolls. That one was a 15.
As the DM, you're the only person you can blame is yourself.
Yeah. That's what it is. I need to burn these dice. Be hard to burn. They're crystal. So. And 11. Yeah, they're kind of fucking gone.
All right.
13 standing drinks. 11 of the thing. Don't make the DC. It's only fair. Mister, I don't feel any better. You sure it's gonna work?
Oh, I'm sure it'll kick in just any moment now. Just give it a moment or two.
I'm gonna see if I can walk a little bit and get some my feet and blood rushing around the body.
No. I need you to stay calm. Just stay right here. Just wait for it to move in. Otherwise, the moment you move, it's gonna make it worse.
He tries to stand. I believe I can't stand up. That is inconvenient.
All right.
Collapse.
That's a different outcome than I was expecting.
You gave him he was already drunk, and you gave him the equivalent of like a Long Island iced tea, but like twice as strong, but without any
Different
Coke.
outcome than I was expecting, but it'll work. So I'm going to.
I mean, eventually it will clear his stomach. It just might take a little while.
Yeah. Alright, I want to see what I can pickpocket out of this man.
Alright. Love it. Love the morally grey guards we have here, guys.
Yeah. We're amazing, aren't we? We're the
morally
best.
grey for these two. White.
The actual rogue is what.
White.
The actual rogue is not...
I don't advertise myself as morally grey. I'm outfacing evil. At least I acknowledge what I am.
Alright. You can roll a sleight of hand with advantage.
Thank God it's with advantage. Thank God it's with advantage because I rolled the same thing twice. So it's only an 8 because I rolled a 2 twice in a row.
Ouch.
I would say that's karma.
I'd say that's karma, yeah. It's pretty immediate karma. Not gonna lie. You don't find much in them at all. If anything, you find a few rings on his fingers, but they're on the bar. You have to be quite delicate. But with that roll, you don't have the current finesse for it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try for those. I'm just gonna back off. I guess it would have been better if it was me getting into the trouble rather than Eludius this time.
I don't say that. You're doing perfectly fine out there without me.
I appreciate the compliment, Chop.
Oh, the evening's not over yet. There'll be more mischief to happen.
And plenty more alcohol to give to more suckers.
Oh, yes. Did either of you two, Chris or Hedge, want to do something?
I mean, One of my colleagues has been waving a wand around, and the other one just got somewhat drunk. Has any of this been picking up on Reshk's radar?
You saw Hedge do that.
Awesome. In which case, with your permission, I would like to try and stealth up behind Kuref, and whisper very gruffly in his ear. And I'm prepared to do a stealth check against it if you want.
Stealth with disadvantage for me, please.
Yes, because of water.
It's because you're also large. You're slightly larger than a normal creature. Your feet are massive, and the water doesn't help either.
It is still a 28.
All right. What's your passive perception, Hedge, for Kuref?
12.
You're fine.
He's in his own.
And you just quietly hear, right by your ear from behind, rings first, wands later.
Don't do that. That's how you give someone a heart attack. Jeez.
That's all right. You could have spotted yourself alive again with the lightning trick you were about to pull off.
It was just intimidation. I wouldn't fire an actual lightning bolt into a sea of water. I mean, okay, no, that's a lot. I would if I wasn't standing in the water.
Yes, there's a definite folding of arms across the chest and just kind of letting you play out. Just keep it subtle.
Careful.
You do notice in your general vicinity there are like these like marble like pedestals with like big like beacon lanterns on them. Every so often there are chairs around, so you could theoretically get out of the water if you really wanted to.
At this point, I'm committing to it. My socks are already wet. I'm committing to this now.
You wore socks?
It was an error of judgment. I forgot about the water. Look, I never actually.
I mean, you're in for it now, because if you try and take those things off now, that's just going to be horrible.
I mean, yeah, I'm not. Even if I take them off and get onto dry land, I'm not stealthing anywhere tonight. Just constant squish, 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 trying to sneak up on someone. But I'll leave that to you, considering you seem to be a ghost.
Just gently squeeze his shoulder. Just subtle. Be subtle.
I suppose I can try, though I do have a flair for the dramatic.
Tell you what, things go south at any point in time, you can flare away.
I suppose.
So also, what's Resk's passive perception?
17.
You hear from behind you. Yes, I believe. You can just feel a glare at you, Kureth. Subtlety is what I believe Gregor hired you for, yes?
This on Crewith Club. Is this what this has become? It's like, okay, so I may have made a slightly rash judgment because, hey, whenever I see people, I don't know, clock me in the jaw, my immediate response is, you are going to die now. The fact that I didn't kill him should be celebrated. But no, you pulled out the wand. You could have done something. Oh my god, pray do tell that you decided to actually threaten someone.
It's okay, I'm fucking with you.
Stop it! You did it before and you did it now.
15 feet behind you is Tuco.
I said I would defend this obelisk, but if you're not careful, I will destroy it.
Using the ring to talk to you from 15 feet away.
I think Chris is going to try and compose himself and then sort of straighten his back a bit, pull his shoulders back, and then sort of give Tux the middle finger quite politely in the most sort of snobbish way he can.
Just the ring.
just
Yeah.
just the ring. Just remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think I don't know if it's sort of a general chat, but I think it definitely comes back across the rings. It's almost cute when he's baffled, isn't he? Step back onto the dance floor.
I
the
agree.
whole villages who were afraid of me. There were whole people who locked their doors, and now I'm some sort of proverbial joke.
Yes. And then Tuco walks off.
Yeah, I think Kriv comes down with depression at this point. It just kind of has
Oh.
to sort of just has to kind of like take a moment, and just stare at the obelisk for a bit.
Do you want to give me a charisma save, please?
Okay. Oh,
getting
that's a natural one.
Bullied.
What?
Yeah, that's a natural one. For a 3.
Take 1 point of psychic damage from all the stress
Oh.
this has caused you.
Literal emotional damage.
Yeah.
Bullying can only take so much harder. You can see like before you walked off Reshk, you could see like a vein
Yeah.
pop in.
We get that
Oh
checked
my
out.
It's definitely silly. But alright, is there any other activities that you guys wanted to do? Any particular things you want to check out? Anything you want to fuck with people more? If there's anything you want to...
Resh definitely wants a drink. Definitely doesn't want to know what Sylvanus is doing to that poor person.
Alright, as you wade through the water, the bioluminescence kicks off your feet because it does. You make your way to the bar. What type of drink? Oh, so how may I help you today?
Something. What do you do in the way of a wine?
Wine? What type of wine do you want to drink? Rosé, Pinot Noir,
Deep and red.
port?
I'll take it.
Deep and red? We've got port. Brings you out one of the glasses, like a port glass, like double the size of a normal port glass. Pours you about half the rim. You see like a little gold line about halfway up the cup. If you guys worked hospitality before, that's just the standard pour line. Alright, here you go. It's got a nose of rosemary with deep taste notes of fig and apple. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you so much. What happened over there? He kind of just generally kind of waved to the poor bloke laying face down.
I saw that guy, he points directly to Sylvanus, was talking for him a bit. Then the guy that passed out, I guess. You may best go ask them.
Seems reasonable. Just gently saunter over to Sylvanus. Holds out a hand. Reshk Silvertongue.
I'll cautiously take that hand.
And on like the joining hands, like you both choose the ring hand as well.
Oh. Sylvanus Erudiosa.
Sylvanus, what happened to your poor friend here?
Oh, he was having a drink, and he said he wasn't feeling too good, and he tried to stand up, and then he passed out.
Fair enough. Shall we find him a more suitable place to sit?
That would probably be for the best, yes.
I mean, as gently as he possibly can, Resh will just reach down with one hand and grab the guy by whatever collar he has. Just kind of
like a toddler grab sort of thing. Like
yeah, kind of like
back of the shirt. Yeah, he doesn't do anything Except for roll to vomit. He's good.
Oh my god.
All right.
So
the closest spot, do either Sylvanas or Resh want to give me a let's go with a survival check here, please.
I got to.
Yeah, this is your section.
Oh boy, that's a 6.
As you guys start to look and hunt out a suitable sitting area for him, there's just too many people. You can't find any empty chairs or any of the empty lounges. But you found like one of the pedestals with like a crystal light on it. It's flat. It's got backrest. It'll do.
Just plop him there for a second, just leading him up so he's like reasonably comfortable, and just pull his mask down. Make a mental note of where we've left him for later.
Ludius, could I bother you to keep an eye on this fellow for the at least until he wakes up?
Fine. So,
Thank.
when he manifests in like a spiritual form, what does that look like for you? What does it look like for him, particularly for you?
Honestly, I'd like to say that in his spiritual form, he's more of like a. It's like a dark, really dark shadow with just red eyes that are like, like kind of like blood drops, sort of like sideways a bit. You know, like they kind of grow in intensity from like say the left side. It's kind of small on the outer edge, and then grows as it comes towards the middle of the shadow. And it does that on both sides. So it's kind of like a shadow is coming out of Sylvanas.
Cool, and I can see this as well, I take it.
Yep.
That is a very different trick.
Oh, that's just Eludius. He's my very helpful, let's call him a familiar.
I am...
Eludius?
I'm no familiar, thank you. Jesus. You just... When he sighs, like a little bit of fire comes out.
Eludius, I will not have any of this acting up after what you pulled earlier.
Hey, don't backchat me. I'll take your powers away, boy. I'll do it.
Sylvanas looks down at the ground, and just kind of kicks his foot.
Resk makes a mental note. I think I prefer the wizard.
But fine, I can't do much in this form, so I'll keep an eye out on this drunkard that you made drunk. Nice one he did there as well. That was a very, very strong drink you gave him. Looks up.
I didn't do anything to him, Eludius.
Oh, no need to fib. We're all friends here, aren't we?
Insight check. 17.
Right, Sylvanas, give me a deception roll for him. For that, please.
Alright. Oh boy. Dirty 20.
Nicely done.
Not today.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
just joshing with you. He was already drunk beforehand. We're just making sure he was okay. He's in all right,
Yes.
Sylvanas.
Alright, thank you very much, Eludius. I appreciate your help.
Right. Go out there and make sure no one dies. I don't mind if a few people die. Just don't make a mess.
I mean, I mind if a few people die. want to get paid. So let's not let that happen.
Oh yeah, that's true. I do owe him the favor. You probably shouldn't fuck this for me.
Yes.
Well, it's lovely to meet you, and I'm going to go back over there and leave whatever this is here.
It's like a lover's quarrel, practically.
Well, I've heard those lines before.
Okay. As you mingle back into the crowd, Reshk, is there any particular like location you want to go? Back to the obelisk, dancing, to like the band? There are a few other activities that you could possibly do.
I think in a sort of the most casual way possible, Resh is actually just going to do a general round of the area and just kind of have a look and see who's doing what and just check that everyone's enjoying themselves and no one's causing any problems and the like. He's going to have to trust his colleagues to cover their areas respectively. I think he's more able to float about and sort of support at this where he is at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. So you start making the lap around. It's a good walk. Not gonna lie. It's I need to do some math here. Shit. 1 second.
Abstract it. It's all good.
So just 1 moment. 250. 500 times 3.14.
Wow.
It is about a K.5 lap.
Okay. That's fine. We'll just kind of slow, sort of gentle, sort of very casual looking lap, but actually he's very attentive to what's going on around him and just trying to pick up on anything that might be possible problems.
All right. Okay. Before we get back to you on your massive lap around, Sylvanus or Kureth, do you guys want to do anything?
It's okay. I think Griff is going to do a very similar thing and do a lap, but he's going to be much more smart about it and take a lap around the obelisk, which is significantly smaller
Shorter.
in radius.
Yes. It's about 30 meters.
Yeah, there we go. See, that's how you guard something. You pick the
Just-
shortest.
Takes you
Yep.
about 30 seconds.
I've done my job. Where's my 500 platinum?
How far away am I from the obelisk?
About 250 meters.
Okay, Jesus. Oh, okay.
You're on the edge of the ring or the water. That's all. All right, Kureth, you do your lap. Like you swear everything was fine. You get back to the start, and there's a person face down, flat in the water.
Do that. I think Chris is gonna bend down and kind of first of all, is this person still living?
Give me a medicine check.
Natural 20, but 22.
No.
Oh well, this is my specialty then, but not. Well, this wasn't my handiwork. Is there anything on him that discerns how he died? Anything obvious?
I'll use the same medicine roll for this.
Mhm.
You do see a small, like a pin poke in the back of his jacket.
So we're talking someone very, very discreet. Because that takes some skill.
And there's no blood. So very discreet
Toxin.
indeed.
Could be some sort of powerful toxin. I mean, this was a 30 meter and I didn't see him before, so that's got to be fast acting. I think Chris is going to take him up and move him to one of the pedestals, so he's at least out of the water. Kind of like angle his body so that anyone looking up at the obelisk can't really see it. best as he can. Sort of like, I'll just put this body here.
That'll do.
Might need that. That might need that later. Let's just leave that there. I'm sorry. I would bring you back, but I don't think you'd want to come back because, well, I'm not a paladin, and your soul definitely wouldn't like what I do with it. So I'm going to leave you there. Maybe for later, but I suppose I should call this in, shouldn't I? I think Chris is going to try and use his ring to try and like do a send to all. As best he can. Slight situation at the obelisk. I did a quick lap, I came back around, and a person is now dead, flat in the water. Methodology to kill was some sort of high, almost like needle poke. I best summarize as some sort of fast-acting poison. Just be careful for anyone getting too close to you, as I suspect you may not feel it coming.
Do you want to roll me a con save, please?
Okay. I will admit, this is not my forte. This is +0. That is an 8.
An 8? Please take 10 points of
Yes.
poison damage.
Okay, that is definitely something.
Oh boy.
And you see
I like how...
just a trail of blue lead from you, but there's no person visible.
Okay, this is definitely getting a very, very weird... How far away is like blue trail? Is it 5 feet of me?
Yes, so far, yep.
I
Well,
think
he thought,
out
like,
of-
whoever did it probably thought, like, yeah, it's probably dead. That usually kills a commoner, so...
Yeah. I think if it's within 5, he's going to try and defend himself, try and cast Sword Burst. So if anyone is standing within 5 feet of him, even if they're invisible, they have to make a dex save.
Yep.
If there is someone within 5 feet of him.
There is no one within 5 feet of him. Or 5 feet of them,
Oh,
at least.
If a 4-foot snake. Okay, I'm just going. I think he's gonna like turn the ring back on and start talking, but it's gonna be really, really garbled for a moment. Just sort of like, oh, there was something and another thing. I think I just
Kresh?
need to sit down.
Please give me a con save.
Yep, no worries. That would be a 16.
Please take 7 points of poison damage.
Interesting. Yep. Do that.
Sylvanus,
Yep.
con save, please.
Ooh, that's a 9.
Okay.
This happens all the time at parties.
That would be 12 points of poison damage.
Owie.
Did we see any sort of indication of where it came from?
You don't see anybody in your vicinity other than like the normal guests.
Do we see like any? We don't see the same trail, do we?
No.
No
Trail
indication
magical.
of like.
These could possibly be invisible.
Okay.
In which case, Reshk will look to the water rather than to the crowd. And I think they will tap the ring and say, I just got hit as well. Something is definitely not right. But look to the water, look for things that aren't supposed to be there.
It's about right. Give me a moment. I'll do another circle. And I think Griff is going to try and do like a 360 turn, trying to watch the water to see if anywhere lights up.
Around like a
Yeah, like kind of like a drunken staggered around in a 360, like trying to keep himself up while trying to fight off poison at the same time. Not probably the most attentive, but Vesh has a point. I mean, I keep wading water light everywhere, then surely if someone's invisible next to me, they've got a hopefully tree of water as well.
Okay. From what you can see, is there isn't that obvious big trail anymore, but you can see small little dots of teal pop up, like steps walking away towards the edge of the pool, around Reshka's direction.
Okay, there is a trail. It's heading towards you, Resh. I'm going to follow. And I think Kirith is going to start wading again. But this time trying to do like the quick wade. So it's like legs high as he can go.
3 inches water, legs go this barrel
Yeah.
of the water.
Yeah. It's like
yeah.
Like splash, splash, splash. Like the bioluminescent of water splashes everywhere. Everyone gets glowy, and it's not
like,
subtle
move
at all.
No, it's not subtle at all. But at the moment, it's just like I've been poisoned, and that's the only hope for someone who's poisoned me. I do not take lightly to this. So he's just going to go wading after this person, at least to the edge of the pool, because at that point the trail's probably going to go very, very cold.
Yep. Okay. And Reshk, can I get a perception check from you, please?
Yep.
Or investigation, either or.
Let's take an investigation, if that's okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's a natural 20
Ooh,
for a
let's go.
modified 30.
Yep. On the pool of glowing water, I'm taking a line of AXU, if you guys have seen that. A particular line. Above the water, you see these 2 slightly dark spots where eyes would be. Taken again, direct quote. Invisibility. You have to be fully covered, but if your eyes were covered by the invisibility as well, you couldn't see. So there has to be 2 small little dots around your pupils, just so someone could see. And with a natural 20, you see the dots over the water coming towards you.
I think Resh will tap the ring and engage it and give it the command, stop.
The subtle water droplets get a bit bigger as you see, as they, like a small little wave comes from about 5 feet in front of you on the edge.
Cool. And I think so. This command, it can't do that. Can I do it again against the creature?
Yep, you can do it again. Yep.
Yeah. Follow. I start walking up around towards my friends.
Yep, and like a small little wave of teal follows you on the rim of the water.
And I wait until I'm a bit closer to Kuriv, and Sylvander's come over as well.
Yeah, after the initial stab, I would go straight over to where they are.
I think my next command is disarm.
You see these 2 thin black daggers drop into the water.
kick them away. And that's the point where I think I will crack them on the back of the head with my rapier, which appears in my hand as I pull it out from under my glamour. So do a non-lethal attack against them.
Yep, go ahead.
So 26 to hit.
26 does hit indeed.
Doing 9 non-lethal damage.
You see the invisibility drop. It is about a 5-foot humanoid, fully black from head to toe, wearing a sapphire blue mask.
You see someone with a sapphire blue mask earlier? I'm trying to think of something. Probably me just trying to look for things that aren't there. My colleagues are with me then. Yeah. Any suggestions of what we should do with our found friend?
I have a few, but I don't think any of them would be conductive to what we're doing right now.
Let's see what Tuco says.
Where is Tuco? Can I sense where he is?
You using the ring, you can sense he's about 50 meters behind you.
Tuco, do you have eyes on this?
I believe so. I just tracked down. Got stabbed by some asshole.
Yeah, somebody had a go at us too.
And it's absolutely great. If anyone
I've captured one. Black outfit, in daggers, sapphire mask.
Same. I'm going to pick up those daggers, grab those daggers. Just keeping an eye on this guy in case he breaks a command.
Don't touch those.
Ah.
They are painful.
Well noted. We're going to bring our friend to you, if that's okay.
Yes, do so, if you can.
Hang on, you said you found someone. So
Yes.
that means there's 2.
There could be
Also,
So there
more.
could be more. I wonder if we can find them. Ooh, I think I might actually be of some use here for once. Kruth kind of staggers over to the one that we have. I need someone to ask him if he has any more friends here with him. And you sort of see that he pulls out his wand, sort of touches the back of this person's head and casts Detect Thoughts.
Interesting.
And try and see if he can read the surface, at least the surface thoughts to start with, whether this person brought any other accomplices with them.
I think that's easy to do. I think, Resh will definitely ask him if he's on his own. Who are his accomplices? Where are they?
All you hear in the surface level thoughts is cracks of thunder.
Well, that definitely isn't common. Is there any pattern to the cracks of thunder, or is it just random?
Does any of you speak Aryan?
No.
Nope.
Then you wouldn't know.
I'm trying to think if probing would help here. I think
I
Chris is
swear
gonna
that
try the probe and try and go deeper into the thoughts.
What's your spell DC?
17.
He fails.
Awesome. You gain insight into its reasoning, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind. Ooh. Yeah, I think I'm trying to probe deep, try and look at its emotional state, try and look for anything non-verbal. Since he can't understand what he's saying, try to understand how he's feeling. Because that's a fairly universal language.
Anger.
Be understandable. I thought this would be of more use, but unfortunately, all I seem to ascertain is
Some words
angry.
do come through to you now.
Okay.
Twilight Queen.
Okay.
Serpent of Lightning.
Okay. Well. So Twilight Queen and Serpent of Lightning, they don't ring any bells with me. I think at this point Krith is on the ring to like everyone and Tux as well. Does that ring any bells with any of you? I mean,
Would I
Twilight
happen to know
Queen-
anything, considering, having studied the Night Aurora, things like this, maybe?
No. But Tuco, did you say Twilight Queen, yes?
Queen and Serpent of Lightning.
Okay, fuck.
That's
Okay.
not a good word.
No, it's not. It's not a good evening then. So, I believe these are followers of a dragon that was meant to be captured by my grandfather. A blue amphitheater.
Okay.
But I wonder
So this
why
could prove
tonight.
problematic. I mean, if I was hypothetically wanting to, I don't know, do something evil, I would target the night everyone celebrated that the thing obelisk went up in the first place. Be like, hey, look at you all worshipping the thing, and now look, here I am, bang, oh no, it's gone, whatever will we do? But
Insight check.
Yeah, sorry. Whatever role would apply for that for you, Kirith? Deception, insight, history, whatever applies for you in that case. Theoretical, definitely haven't thought about this before.
Theoretical evil.
Yeah.
I'll do
23.
Yeah, no, that's a 7. Kirith has definitely plotted this before numerous times, and every time it has never worked. So to be this close, there is a voice in the back of his head going, if they all look away, you could just do it now. I mean, once the obelisk goes, this city's doomed. All you've got to do is get a magic portal out of here and you'll be fine.
Resk will remember that for later.
But alright.
Make sure we kind of drag this guy over to where his fellow is. Meet up with Tuco. And yeah, I guess we're comparing notes at the moment and keeping an eye out for invisible assailants.
I don't have that type of magic on myself here. Just keep an eye out, especially with the main event, the speech happening in about 20 minutes. So definitely keep an eye out on that. And as it calms down just for a little bit, this is where we're going to take a break for today, just at around the 2-hour point. Oh, so we'll be back in about 10 minutes or so, and I shall talk to you in just a little bit. Make sure everything's actually set up properly. Make sure it's all good. Yeah.
Sure everybody gets water.
Make sure everyone gets water.
And see.
Make sure you get stretches. Making sure the scene's good. All right. See you guys in about 10 minutes. Cheers.
Right.
Cool.
There we go.
Hey! Welcome back, everybody. I hope you all had a nice little break. I'm going to jump straight back into the incredibly tense situation that has come upon us here. Let me restart the music. So it's been about 15 minutes later, and everyone's starting to move into the basin to get preparing for a speech to happen. It's like split to two sides. There's been a little hard light stage made in front of the obelisk, and a familiar older drow walks down the center of the line up onto the stage. He just adjusting like a crystal on a stand. Are you guys wanting to stay as one group or mingle with the crowd? What do you want to do in this situation while he's setting up?
I forgot one thing.
Okay. Yep.
That I might may I do it now, which is the inspiring leader. I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that beforehand.
Yep,
but...
you may do that. Yep, absolutely fine.
Okay.
What's your speech?
That. Let's see. Well, we've got at least 2 perpetrators in our clutches right now, but that should be, assuming how many of us got attacked, all 4 of us got attacked, there should be maybe 2 left. That's at least half down. So I would say that we've got good chances to keep the night under our control and keep everyone safe and sound.
Are we doing the glass half empty, glass half full approach then?
The glass is half full.
I'd have gone for half empty, but okay.
I mean, I thought it was a really nice speech.
And I believe it's just a cup with about this much liquid.
I think Eludius would agree with Earth.
Yeah.
I think Eludius would be in that ballpark.
But alright, so before we get into the crowd, do we want to be in pairs or do we want to split up? 2 on each side of the crowd? 1 on each side of the hall, like 1 on each side of the hallway, walkway situation? Or
We have the advantage that we can talk to each other without having to be in earshot of one another. Maybe we
Correct.
should utilize that. Spread out. As much as I don't want any of us to be on our own, but check in on a regular basis.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Sounds good.
How many temporary hit points do we get from your wonderful
17.
speech, Sylvanas? 17. Awesome.
it's a good chunk. Not gonna lie, it's a good chunk of
Nice.
I mean,
Nice.
yeah,
especially for the
curious,
wizard
yeah.
who has an
This is
amount
pretty much his health point.
that is this times 10.
Yeah.
So
Mm. Yeah, like damage before actual combat. It's like he's looking a little bit hurt. That
mean,
poison's having an effect.
Do you need a potion or a sit down or something?
Oh, I'll be fine. As soon as bad things happen, I'm very good at finding my vigor. But unfortunately, I can't do that while people are unfortunately living. The world is my healing potion.
And she just
But-
kind of... Resh would just dance at Tuco and go, your friend has really got to talk about their hiring processes, by the way.
I believe you can ask him yourself again. He's just after the speech, maybe. I know there was a particular skill set he was looking for, so and you all 3 do meet that, so I don't question it too much.
Again, these people have shown their competence already, so but I will press a healing potion into Kruf's hand and just kind of look at him in the eye and go, "Don't be a hero. Heal up."
All right.
I
So
would never be a hero.
potions work a little weird here. So outside of combat, they're just max healing. And inside combat, an action. If you take a potion with an action, it's max healing. But if you take it with a bonus action, you roll for it.
Right, with you. Cool.
So that was a lesser healing potion, was it?
Standard healing potion.
And just, right, awesome.
Yes.
Standard healing, so 2d4 plus 2, that's 10. Awesome.
Yep.
That
Nice.
definitely helps. That definitely helps.
Gets rid of that poison damage I gave you before.
Yes. now it's just the slight bruise on the jaw and the emotional jarring damage.
Yes. Right, Tuco rolls up his sleeves. You can see that they're tattooed, like with dark ink.
Nice.
Well, let's get in there, I guess.
You have to.
What they're paying us for.
Well, they're paying you guys at least. As Tuco walks in.
Yeah, but his family made this obelisk, so that's kind of neither here nor there, really, is it? Okay, I'll take the perimeter watch. I don't want to be near people. This place has very strange people, and I think I prefer to be as far away from them as physically possible. Plus, if combat takes place inside that gaggle of people, I'm probably much better on the outside.
Conversely, I'm probably better in the crowd, despite my size. So I will find myself a quiet spot to be seen. So if any of them are going to come at, they should come at me first.
Yeah, probably like somewhere like on like when they in the crowd where there's a split, there's a walkway in the middle. Probably like on the inside of the walkway side, so you're visibly seen down the middle of the walkway. Could be a good spot for you. Okay. Is this thing on? So I'm putting a bit of my culture into this speech as well because I like doing that. If you're all familiar with a welcome to country before, something that when you enter a new Aboriginal country, you give respects to your elders. So that's where this beginning of the speech is inspired from. You see a giant teal version of Gregor appear above him as like a very, very flashy illusion spell. Okay. I would like to continue this evening by acknowledging the traditional custodians of this land of which we gather today, and pay my respects to the elders both past and present, and I extend that respect to the native people who have made this ceremony possible. Next thing I would like to address is a many thanks to Tuco Rixlove, the last remaining descendant of the original spellcasters that enchanted this area, and with the help of the last of the Knoll elders from the Takayan mob, and together they made this great city by placing the stone over this city, protecting us from the sun and outside threats. Thirdly, I'd like to give many thanks to the various merchants and food vendors that catered and supplied for this year's event, and the local Bard College lending us their best students to provide the music for tonight's event. Last thing, I do hope you all have a wonderful evening, and don't get too drunk as tomorrow is in fact a work day, as we don't have a bank holiday. So thank you, and have a good evening. And the crowd just gentle claps. As Gregor gets down and starts walking back up the the walkway. Can I get who's around that area of the walkway? I know Reshk is. Kurith,
What was Sylvanas?
He's going to be much further away.
Sylvanas?
I was just kind of at the back of the crowd, like
Back
just
of the crowd. Yep. All right. So, Reshk, can I get a perception check, please?
Of course. Okay, that's pretty good. That is a 21.
All right. Keep that in mind. As he walks past you, chucks you a nod, Reshk. Keeps walking further. You see Tuco up ahead a bit further than you. Gives him a nod. With a 21, you see these two sets of footprints coming from behind. These small little touches of teal. It could have been even disguised as a splash, but you've seen these type of footprints before. About an hour and a half ago, before just after someone stabbed you.
Yeah. I will move so that I am in between the mayor and the assailant.
Tuco says, "I don't believe this is a time for subtlety. Do you think?"
Well, basically, Reshk's plan, as he comes in, he's going to pull out the rapier from where it's invisible and strike, hoping that he can actually pull out a sneak attack on this creature that's not expecting him to.
Okay. We pull up Tuco's sheet 1 second here. Roll to hit for me with disadvantage, please.
Yep, no worries.
Tuco.
That is a 16 to hit.
A 16. All right.
Mhm.
You see Tuco pull out an orb as it starts to glow teal as he shoves it forward as a small beam of blue light hits the second person as you both make contact with the assailants. As Tuco casts Ray of Frost to try and stop the assailant. Please roll some damage.
That is 27 points of magical piercing damage.
And Tuco's damage,
Damn.
roll is 9. Both are dead, nonetheless. As you see, Reshk, how does it look when you pierce this person?
So, I mean, you guys have seen this sword, but I don't think you've seen it quite as clearly as this. As he reaches down to as if he's grabbing a rapier. As he does, the rapier appears around his hand, and it's this tiger-headed hilt over this long, quite serrated blade that kind of hooks at the end. And he just slashes out in this broad angle, kind of cutting through. And I think as it does, the magic of the invisibility just ripples away, seeing this figure just fall down.
Yeah. And Tuco's like the beam comes from the orb he's showing off. The beam crackles up the back. As it's ups the back of the assailant, the invisibility cracks off it like snowflakes. As two assailants drop, fully black clothing with the sapphire masks as before, hit the water. Oh my god! And Gregor starts running. Sylvanas and Kurith, you see these two splodges of teal start rushing towards where Gregor is. What do you guys do?
It's not good. I think Chris is going to keep it simple and just lift his How far away is this from me?
So the person at the moment is about 25 feet from you. And Gregor is about 60.
Okay, the one that is close to me, he's gonna like pull his wand out and be like, "No, no, you don't," and just like wish it out and cast Firebolt straight at him.
Yep.
Kind of, at least where you can see the dots, trying to aim and hope to everything that is holy that he doesn't miss this, as this could go horribly wrong. So it's spell attack, isn't it? So. I mean, that's 26 to hit for Firebolt.
Nice.
Yeah, that hits.
Now, I actually have to get my D10 out, which I don't particularly use very often as a DM. We tend to only really use D20s that much.
Yeah.
That's 5. Ooh, that is 18 fire damage.
And how does your spell look when it hits the invisible assailant?
I think it kind of this sort of like almost it starts off as a jet of flame coming out of the wand, but then eventually sort of goes into more of an elongated bolt as it hits this invisible person. I think similar to how the magic went on Reshk's slash attack, the fire kind of like envelops the invisibility. It sort of burns it like a shell. And then burns him rather nastily, unfortunately.
If you could see the charring on the black outfit, it would definitely be there.
Shame I
But the
can't
flames
see
have
it.
been quenched by the water, so there's just like some steam coming off the body facing flat in the water. Sylvanas, one's quickly coming past you. What do?
I'm going to attempt to aim a firebolt at it. Going to swiftly pull my orb out from under my cloak and try to cast a firebolt.
Alright, roll a hit for me.
So that's dead, right? That I just killed?
Oh yeah, it's dead, yep.
Awesome, I'm using Grim Harvest, so I
Get some
can
health back.
get some health back.
Rolled a 27.
Yeah, 27 hits, yep.
So,
Yeah.
let's see what I roll for 28 damage.
Yep. How do you want to do this?
Okay, so as I pull out my orb in my left hand, and I pull my right hand out and I aim it directly at where I think the figure is going to be as the firebolt leaves my finger, and it's like a big kind of combustive explosion coming out from the finger. And it kind of thins in a line as it's going straight at the figure, and as it goes closer, it comes out back again in a bigger explosion and just envelops the figure.
And from
To show
the
off, you know.
from the flame settles, there's a body flopped over.
And that means, do I also get extra temp HP because of my Dark One's Blessing?
I believe so.
So I would add another 17 on top of the 17 I already have.
Yep, just add them. Two different sources, so it's fine. Go ahead,
All right.
because you'll be needing them.
Okay, in my defense, Firebolt is not one of my areas of specialty, okay? I can't make mine go whooshy bang. But we did it. I just didn't want to cast something lightning based, because then, well, bad things would happen.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. Resh, Tuco comes to you. We need to make sure Gregor can get to the door. Do you mind helping me with this?
Agreed. Pulls out a second rapier, which looks a lot plainer than the first one, and starts basically flanking the mayor and just keeping things moving forward.
Yep. Gregor, we're gonna execute to the door. Okay. Thank you. Don't know what this is for. Do you have any idea who these are?
I kind of just kind of flick a look at Tuco to kind of ask if like that kind of almost permission to sort of talk about what we're facing at the moment, or
He just nods.
something to do with the Serpent of Lightning, some sort of cultists.
Shit. Okay. Okay. I thank you.
Oh, think us when we get you out of here alive.
Yep, understood.
Criff, Sylvanas, have you got cover fire on us in case?
You got it.
If anything dares to come near you, it'll be lit the hedge up.
My gosh.
I was looking. It's like it's not post watershed yet. Quick, find another word.
Is post watershed somewhere in the world?
Somewhere. Yeah, somewhere in the world.
Who knows? Who knows? So, carefully escorting Gregor back onto the tiles, getting him to the door. Okay. You hear thunder. Tuco looks up. I believe we're going to be having a problem. Shit. Sends a ping out to all of you. We need to get everybody out of here as soon as possible. We need to evacuate. All hands.
Sylvanas, can your friend create something? Actually, no, I think we probably don't want everyone running in a panic thinking about it. Can you two start escorting people out and start forcing people from the room?
You could just politely ask everyone to leave and try and.
You could use the
Make it
attempted
organized.
assassination on Gregor as a good excuse.
Yes.
And not
One moment. I will deal with this.
You see a shadow of a 60-foot long creature with wings up at the top of the dome. Yeah, best not mention the fucking dragon. That could lead to panic.
That's okay. That's okay. I got this. I think Kurith is going to sort of walk down the walkway back towards the mic, and sort of like get up onto the stage, like tap the mic. It's like
A giant version of Karith appears behind you.
appears. Is this what I was missing the entire time?
Just leaning to
Okay.
Tuco. I think I'd rather face the dragon.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it appears, as you may have seen on the centre walkway, we have had a minor incident involving some ne'er-do-wells. It is not particularly safe for you to be here at the moment. We value your life far beyond. And you can see when it says value your life, it's like almost like gritted teeth. So it would be very polite of you if you could just evacuate carefully through those doors there until we find the perpetrators, and then we can allow the party to commence once more. But please don't dawdle. It's decidedly unhealthy for you.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Is a 18. He's surprisingly persuasive.
You hear people in the crowd. All right, just tell us when to get back in. We got the free booze, so I don't want to use that.
Free booze as you like. But remember, tomorrow is a work day, so drink responsibly. Since when did I turn into the mother hen of the group?
What the hell? You're not Reshk. Come on.
miss the paladin I used to run with.
They're decidedly awful.
Yeah, but they're always the one that has to do the serious stuff. Right, Your Honor, let's get you out of here, and I guess we're killing a dragon.
Can only assume it's her, so best try and clear people out. So please limit the casualties.
I think it is. If we feel like he's safe, I will leave him in Tuco's care, and I will start helping guide people out as quickly as possible.
I'll take him back to the Twilight Guards outside if you want to hop back in and help like the elderly or something like that. I'll be right back. I'll be like 5 minutes.
Grab some people, start gently pushing them towards doors.
I think after doing the speech, Karith is going to get off the stage because that's definitely a better place for him to be. He's going to go over to the corpses of all the people that have been killed, these agents, and kind of grab them by their feet and start dragging their bodies so they're closer together. There's been no reason, just need to be neat and tidy. Everybody has a place.
Yep.
Just sort of lay them side by side.
While you're doing that, you see that the stage evaporates. You assume that stage was only there that Gregor was inside the vicinity.
I'm so glad I got off when I did. That would be quite embarrassing.
Dropping 3 feet.
Knowing
Summed
Karith
up his
just pulled
evening.
straight over.
As you help people as much as you can, the shadow gets larger above the head. Oh, what the fuck? Dragon! And then a panic starts happening. People trip over themselves. People are starting to rush and run in a panic.
I did warn you, it was decidedly unhealthy of you to stay here.
As a lightning bolt shoots into the top of the obelisk. It's bright blue. It channels all the way down, but not into the water. At a further glance, you see this serpent, this amphitheater. It's a long blue serpent with deep teal wings that fade into white. It has large scrawling scales down its back with electricity coming from its tail. You see blue crystals, a crown of blue crystals around its head like horns with arcing electricity from it, and a belly that shines deep sapphire. It crashes into the obelisk as it knocks it over, killing about 10 people.
I mean, I know this is totally inappropriate at this time, but was that all I needed?
Let's go get it! No.
Her tail dips into the water and it starts to glow, starts to charge up. You've got about 5 seconds to get out of the water.
I will
There
jump
are-
onto one of those pedestals if they're still there.
Yep. Cool.
Yep, find as many pedestals as possible and try to get up onto one.
Pedestal time.
Some people see what you guys are doing as a shockwave of electricity through the bottom of the water. You hear, well, shit. I guess we are fighting a dragon. And that's where we'll end the session for today.
Dragon.
Ah. Very, very pretty dragon, by the way.
Amazing.
Dangerous as fuck. Very pretty, on the other hand. So, please join us next week for this electrifying conclusion.
Oh,
this-
the pun.
Two shot.
Oh no.
Yes, this episode will be live on the tubes on Monday at 12 GMT. And please go follow Chris and Hedge, respectively, on their channels at !guests or some of the heroes at !friends. Can you remind them when your two guys' next sessions are as well?
But Hedge, you're before me, literally.
Yeah,
so
this is quite easy. So
I mean, technically, you're
this
2 hours
is-
before us tomorrow as well, so go ahead.
So you can catch Tales of Spire on Saturdays, 3 p.m. GMT, and then I will pass straight to Chris.
amazing. And we are on Sunday at 3 p.m. GMT for Some Other Heroes.
Yep, and you can find myself and Lane at 5:30 p.m. GMT tomorrow for Small Breakaway. And with that being said, thank you all for watching today. That was a really, really fun session.
Thank you for having us, Dal. This has been really good. Enjoyed it a lot.
Had
No
a
problem.
blast.
No problem. So here on Forest of War, we have a scripted outro just for branding purposes. Pretty fun. So I'm going to do that today. So I hope your journey through the forest was pleasant, and please feel free to wade through our stories at any time. Stay safe, and please remember to have an electrifying day. See ya tomorrow. Cheers. Okay, auto, and then the end.